Today is Sunday, August 23rd, 2015, and you're listening to Comm Chatter Off Duty. I'm Pixley, and with me as always is Alderin.
Hello.
This is the companion show to Comm Chatter, which we haven't done in forever either, in which we go out take an out-of-character look at Star Citizen, specifically things that are relevant to role-playing in Citizen, but can't be talked about in an in-character context. On the show today, a bunch of stuff. We're going to go over a bunch of news that has been covered since the last time we did a show, because a lot of things have happened because it's been a while, like the Vandal Void, or the Genesis Starliner, and the Scythe, and the Merlin, and Retaliator buffs.
Basically everything that's come out the last couple months.
Yep. And we'll have discussion topics, and this station Star Citizen history, and then we'll be done. All of that after the jump.
So, what have you been up to lately?
What have I been up to? Let's see. Since the last show, I graduated college and got a job and moved. Still in Austin, but I moved apartments, and that was basically, I've been stupid crazy busy the past few months, and that's why we haven't done a show.
Yeah, same deal with me for, minus the moving and graduating part. So, work's been kind of crazy. It's been vacation, broken leg, vacation.
For other people, not him.
Yeah, not me. Unfortunately. So I've basically been maxing out my hours. I've also been taking a bit of a break from binge watching Castle.
Oh, that's the show with Nathan Fillion in it, right?
Yep.
I've been watching Rick and Morty.
What's that?
You haven't seen Rick and Morty?
I've heard of it.
Holy crap!
I don't watch much TV.
Well, that's only TV I do watch. It is so good. It is.
Let's get on with the show.
Yes, let's get on with the show. Alrighty. So
let's not talk about TV anymore.
Yeah.
As good as the show might be. So, should we? You want to start with the Void?
Yeah, sure. So, the Vandal Void Bomber was revealed, as it were. It looks scary and full of spikes, just like everything Vandal related.
So, in hearing it's a bomber, you'd think it's just a Vandal version of a Retaliator, right?
Well, obviously wrong, otherwise you wouldn't be talking about it like that.
It's about the size of a Corvette.
Those are big bombs.
Yeah, and big turrets, too.
Yep.
I'm just going off the top of my head here. I think I saw, 6 main turrets. There might have been a couple really big forward guns. I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Oh, right, there's a link.
Oh, yeah, it says those 2 really giant guns at the front of it, which look like pain.
And there's spikes and flaps and stuff. We don't see a bomb bay, but I imagine there is one.
A bomber without a bomb bay, because that's a thing that would make sense. So, yeah.
Yeah, scary. I don't want to come across one. Maybe if I'm in a Bengal and there's only one of those bombers, and I'm not in the part that gets shot.
Yeah. Well,
but we're ever going to be in a Bengal.
Yeah. Let me just put it this way: it has 3 size 6 electron cannons. I don't even know what an electron cannon is, other than obviously something that shoots electrons. But holy crap nuts! They have 3 of those.
On either side, right?
No, just
or
3
is it
total.
3 total?
3 total.
Huh.
I don't know what the third one is. I guess the 2 long things aren't the electron cannons? Or... Oh, wait. No. Wait. Hang on.
It's big, it's powerful, it's scary.
Yeah. Like the Vandal are.
Yeah.
So that's a thing that's going to happen.
Yeah. speaking of the Vandal, the Scythe and Glaive are both in the Hainers and an Arena Commander, as well as the Merlin. And when they released the news on the Scythe, they also let slip some interesting information on IFF signals. That's identification friend or foe, right?
Identify friend foe is the
Yes.
proper terminology.
So basically, you're not going to be able to take a Vandal ship and just fly into their space and be perfectly safe. You'll still register as human, unless you get that changed, in which case, they won't shoot at you, but the UE Navy will. Take your pick.
Lovely!
So, that actually, is pretty interesting because, let's say there won't be more. I imagine you couldn't just switch them on the fly.
No, yeah, that would be kind of broken. Interesting, but broken.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of a situation in one of the Star Wars books where a handful of fighters simulate the Millennium Falcon to draw a ship away from a base to at time to evacuate. So what if you could do something like that? And thinking on it, I can tie... we'll come back to that later. I've got a really good idea.
I just hope IFF stuff includes, like, guild stuff, and then someone tries to fly to the pick and shield base that will eventually happen in, like, 30 years, and then it'd be like, oh, they have an old code. It doesn't check out fire! Because I'm not dumb enough to let old codes be the death of me.
Yeah, I mean, look at the second Death Star.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so next up, the Genesis Starliner. Basically, the version that was sold, Space 747.
Yep.
Although smaller capacity. It was $400, had a 40-player capacity. You could just stick 40 different people in there. And it's supposed to be insanely modular. I think they said they aren't going to sell the variants, but they're going to be available in-game in the Persistent Universe. And I believe they said the two planned variants right now are a pure luxury variant, as well as troop transport. Now, luxury, you can kind of imagine. It's take like a Phoenix or 890 jump, make it bigger.
Yep.
And, well, maybe a step down, because it's still mass transport. Then the troop transport. I think it has space for a rover. Has armories, heavier weapons and armor, a briefing room. Still has sleeping quarters and seats and everything, but what was the dropship called? I can never remember that.
The dropship?
Yeah,
I mean, there are
the one with the funky wings, the engines, this kind of splitty ones.
The splitty.
The Aegis.
The Redeemer.
The Redeemer carries what? 6 or 8 people? Not including the pilots and gunner?
Well, its crew is 5. I don't know how many people it holds, though.
Yeah. Anyway, it's small. Imagine going to a station, landing a Genesis there, and just dumping 40 troops. You win. And a rover with a big gun on top of it.
That does beg the question, though, because, like, troop transport was also the primary role of the Drake Caterpillar. How many people can a fully loaded Caterpillar hold?
And keep in mind, the Caterpillar is modular, so it can probably change.
Yeah, exactly. Like
just like the Genesis. And We can come back to troop transport later because it's relevant in another topic.
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm not sure how Pixley feel about it, but the Starliner, it's supposed to be insanely modular, so you can swap out just about any part of it, put in something different. So you could kind of make it into your own Serenity. It's even about the right size. I've even seen a handful of browncoats get it just for that reason, even though we don't have much information on how it'll actually work.
I don't know. It just reminds me of Colonial One from Battlestar Galactica.
I don't know. But I'm thinking, give it an extra large cargo bay, handful of, I don't know, if there's like a different extra large cargo bay, maybe a couple armories, plenty of sleeping quarters, so there's enough for the crew and passengers if you want to take them too. Common areas. I don't know, it depends on what you can get for that ship.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm have more intention on being focused on ship to ship combat, but like even with like the troop transport potential for the Genesis, I just find myself entirely unenthused by it.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't go out with that alone. Definitely not. Not into a combat situation.
No, I'm not saying from like practicality standpoint, like just from an interest standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, I still wasn't interested enough to get one. I mean, if there's this, if one would become like insanely useful for us, I might get one in game. But I still think $400 for that. No.
We don't even have 40 people to move around. The entirety of Pick and Shield can fit on a Retaliator. So
even better now, but I'll get into that later.
Yeah. All right. Well,
okay.
Anything else on the Starliner?
I don't think so.
All right. Moving on then.
Okay, let's go on to the Mobiglass thing. I'm not sure because there are a couple unaired episodes I'm going to go through and kind of pick stuff out of and post them. But a while ago, I kind of suggested sort of Mobiglass glasses or contacts or something that was not a helmet or arm-mounted. And that is a possibility now. There was a Star Watch fashion post in the Comm link. I don't remember everything because fashion generally gives me an aneurysm. But it suggested that you could sort of have like a Mobiglass set of glasses, so you could maybe have your HUD in something that's lower profile, less obtrusive. I mean, like if you're trying not to stand out, you don't want to have like a helmet on walking around. If you go to a bar, you don't want to go take a drink and smack your glass off it and be like, you can't drink with it on or anything. And I don't know. I imagine it would have less functionality than the arm-mounted Mobiglass or the helmet HUD. But I mean, it's still a way to check your status beyond, heartbeats, hearing yourself out of breath, or seeing your arm blown off. Although that was a pretty good indication itself.
Let me check my Mobiglass for how I am. Oh,
it's not there anymore.
Oh, I'm not doing so well then.
Yeah. I like the possibility.
I'm more of a fan of the arm-mounted one personally, but giving people options is definitely fine by me.
Yeah, I think they have their uses. I mean, I don't know. Are you going to be able to walk around and just check stuff on the arm-mounted one? I mean,
Well, I would assume
I don't
that
get
they're
how
supposed to be
people
like phones.
I don't get how people can. I can barely walk around doing stuff on my phone. I'm not used to this whole. I just got my first proper smartphone thing. My last one was about as smart as an old flip phone.
Well, I mean, the thing is, the lack of
And
attention to their environment that people have when using their phones would still be a problem even if the mobiGlass were mounted to their faces.
I mean, not real. Well, I'm thinking of it more as a HUD, like instead of actually doing
Yeah.
stuff on it.
I guess the way I see it
Think
is
think like future Google Glass done well, without being a stupid blocky thing on the side of a pair of glasses.
well, I mean, just the thing is, the sorts of things you would need to check on a HUD, I feel like are things that you would be wearing a helmet for anyway. Like, you're just walking around, like say you want to check how much money you have, that you'd pull out your phone for that if all your currency is digital. Like, I never carry cash, so I would look at my phone to see how much money I have. Do I want to know what time it is? Pull out my phone, check what time it is. So, like, things that you would be, like, planet side for, I feel like are things you would just quickly check and thus not necessarily need Moby glasses for.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know all the functionality is still there and the other stuff, but it's good to have options, right?
Yeah. Definitely good to have options. It's just not something I'm particularly interested in because, well, at the very least, the Colonel wouldn't see the need to wear glasses anyway because he already has good eyesight. He has to. He's a pilot. I wonder if they would have fixed nearsightedness in the 30th century.
Well, there are synthetic organs, which I
Yeah.
suppose we can go into in the next comm chatter.
Yeah, that sounds like a good topic.
Yeah, let's move on. We've been on this
Yeah.
one way too long.
Yeah.
So, the Retaliator. It's getting buffed. I'm not sure if it was already buffed in the Gamescom demo that just passed, but it's getting its shield hardpoint size increased, as well as the excuse me. It's getting its shield size increased, as well as the size of the guns on the turrets. So it's not going to be those dinky little size ones anymore.
Yeah.
Because I was getting a little concerned about those. It's hard enough to kill anything in an Aurora when you can actually kind of chase people. Yeah, we also learned that the Retaliator isn't going to be insanely maneuverable. The comparison was made that the Retaliator would be like a B-17, where the Constellation would be like the Millennium Falcon in terms of maneuverability.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're doing a bombing run, you would want to fly one direction really, really fast. And
I
you'd
know.
sacrifice maneuverability for it.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't think it would be that extreme.
Yeah.
Anyway, more on the Retaliator. They did a concept sale for Retaliator modules, as well as sold the bare, so to speak, Retaliator without anything. Which I guess they added LTI to. I don't know.
What?
I know, right? It was $150, but didn't have torpedoes or anything in those spaces.
What? Okay, that's just... Alright.
I know,
We're gonna
I
do
think
an
it's
out-of-character Pixley rant right here. Okay, even... Alderin, how much
Shit,
did
I
you...
just realized I should have melted mine and bought that, so I could have LTI on it. Shit. Because mine's an anniversary edition. It only has like 6 months of insurance.
Yeah, but I mean, insurance probably won't be that big a deal anyway. Point is, Okay, first problem I have with that. Alderin, how much did you pay for your Retaliator?
225, I think.
225. All right, so that's a
But
$75 reduction.
but that does come with the torpedo bays, which they also
Yeah.
sold. It's the same price.
Well, yeah, no. That's not the issue I take with it. It's just that the um the 8-person bear Retaliator would have the same be about the same price as a Taurus, right? Connie Taurus,
The Taurus, the Taurus is 150, isn't it?
something around that.
Yeah.
So like twice the crew capacity. I'm assuming a lot more firepower. Because I would assume the bear Retaliator would still have its turrets, right?
Yes, it would.
So, what the shit? Like, if I were a Connie owner, I'd be pissed. Like, sure, you gotta buy the torpedo base separately, but holy crap.
Yeah, I don't really like that either.
And LTI.
I
That's
think
just stupid.
it makes a little sense. I think they still should have sold it for a little more. Maybe drop the price on the torpedoes or something. I don't know. I don't think there was a good way for them to price that, really.
Well,
I don't. I mean, I'm more annoyed about the LTI than the actual price, because they don't do LTI on variants, right? But they said they put LTI on this one because it is a variant technically or something.
Well,
Should we just move on before we rant for an hour?
look,
I know you.
I have another idea I just want to complain about
Okay.
real quick, and then I'll...
Go for it.
Retaliator was already out. There was no reason why this stripped down version should. Like, and it's not like anyone who already has a Retaliator is going to want to downgrade to it, as it were. Also, like, if I recall correctly, the Retaliators that players are getting are like decommissioned military ones, right?
Technically, this one would be. The old ones weren't, because they still have their torpedo armament.
Well, like, but I'm saying, like, that's why they have
Yeah,
them
that's
in it, right?
that's the in-lore reason.
Yeah, so... I don't...
I don't know. They've just bodged it a lot.
It's... This is stupid.
We need more money.
Yeah, that's definitely what it seems like.
Okay. Anyway, let's get back to the modules before we rant them to death.
Alright.
I don't like that either, but anyway, you can replace the torpedo bays in the Retaliator. There are front and rear modules for cargo, as well as living space. They're both slightly different. They have the same amount of cargo space. The living areas are a little different. One living area is more relaxed, kind of almost a lounge feel. It has a TV, small table, kind of couches almost. The other one is more of a more what you'd expect out of a dining area. It has, again, tables and benches, almost like what you'd have at like a bench at a restaurant. Vending machine, and I think there's something else in there. There is a dropship module.
Okay, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, so you can put so you can convert your Retaliator to a dropship, as well as, and you could still have torpedoes if you wanted to, or cargo space, or the living space. Thinking on it, this would actually make a pretty good pirate ship now, because you could have if you wanted to board a station or a big ship or something, raid it, you could, land, drop your troops in there. When they're done, they bring the cargo back, and you can get out.
Yeah.
Great, I'm giving them ideas now.
You traitor!
Although in reality, we do need more pirates. I think last time I did the math, there were 6 times as many anti-pirates as there are pirates, at least in organizations.
Damn it. Mm. I
Anyway,
want people to fight. You know what? Actually, that makes me even more mad because we still haven't had a non-pirate on the show. Like, how have we managed to get this disproportionality? Damn it.
there are also torpedo bays for sale, or were. I think they only sold those for a week. The modules.
Hmm.
Although I think there are going to be more in the future.
Well, I would assume.
I expect the Retaliator to be actually, a really good platform for these modular things. It's like it'd make a pretty good armed, medical transport. Maybe a good science one, or what have you.
I don't know. I want to shoot big bombs at people. That's what I want to do with ours.
They shot torpedoes at the Constellation in the Gamescom demo.
Oh yeah, I haven't actually watched that yet.
Watch it.
I'm assuming I want to watch the one without the Jared stay on red one. Because I did hear about that.
Red one. I don't know. I watched it live.
Hmm.
Okay. Anyway, idea time. I feel like I've talked a lot this episode.
Yeah, it's almost like I came into this barely prepared and very much behind on Star Citizen news.
Yeah, you kind of have your own news to go about.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know how they're going to have or want to have a voice over IP system?
Mm-hmm.
Rather than making it the typical general chat, local chat, corp chat, what have you, they sort of do that with a text chat. But what if they made the voice chats almost like a CB radio or shortwave or something like that, where you have different frequencies or something? Some are automatically logged in your system, like the general chat would be. System chats would be as you enter that system, and maybe you could go into those chats for a certain range, even outside that system. On top of that, maybe what if people could buy a chat, or an organization could buy one and then use it themselves? What if they could pay more to have that chat encrypted so it's private?
Ooh.
What if it was impossible for those encryptions to be broken, like using the Herald or Herald variants or something? Not entirely secretly, maybe, because that would probably just be a little overpowered. So someone could listen in and, say Org 1 is planning to raid a base of Org 2. They could find out and be ready for them. And perhaps it could also give you clues of what's going on in the system beyond of what people are actually saying. You could have maybe... If you could kind of scan through the system, like randomly, maybe pick up a Jean channel, and you just hear Jean chatter, or Banu, or maybe even Van Duel, in which case you would know there's something serious going on.
Hmm.
Maybe on one, people could also get their space whale noises. I know Chris doesn't want the space whale in the game, but... Hey.
Obviously it should be like deep space radio recordings, or like recordings of whale noises that were shot off into space from Earth, and they're only just now reaching this certain system. Kind of do like a Star Trek 4 kind of thing.
That was exactly what I was thinking.
So, yeah, that would be funny. And therein lies the legend of the space whale.
Uh,
But yeah,
yeah, that would be. That
I
would.
oh, go ahead.
That really would add some interesting mechanics, like especially the encryptions and breaking encryptions. That
Yeah,
pretty.
I don't know. I mean, you have to be able to determine like when it's gone too far. Like, how many levels of encryption can you add? How much power can you dedicate to breaking encryption? Is there going to be a point where someone will always be able to hear someone else's stuff, or a point where someone will never be able to listen in, have someone listening to them?
Yeah,
Um,
like I was thinking, you'd have to be. I mean, you'd have to be like within range of a signal to break the encryption. You'd have to have the right equipment.
yeah,
Um, Maybe if you're trying to break it and there's people using it, they might hear some sort of distortion or some some sort of noise, not like an alarm or something. Well, maybe an alarm.
yeah,
I don't know. And so they know someone's trying to break it.
yeah.
And I wasn't even thinking about multiple levels of encryption. I was thinking just like one. But I suppose you
You
just
can
make it.
encrypt the encryption with a different encryption algorithm. And you
Yeah.
can encrypt that encryption. There'll be so much encryption. And it would take until the heat death of the universe to decrypt it.
Don't tell Britain that their prime minister hates encryption.
Their prime minister hates everything fun. Um,
My God, he based some of his arguments on like police dramas. I'm serious. Guy's a moron.
ooh. I bet he also thinks that hackers can be stopped by two people typing on the same keyboard.
I think so.
Spooky hackers.
Anyway,
Condescending comments from a programmer who actually knows what he's talking about.
okay. I think that's everything. Wait, no.
It isn't everything. It's
This
actually
date.
nothing.
I feel like there was some other stuff that just wasn't added to the doc.
Mm.
Oh well.
I mean, this is a good length show.
You want to add anything before I go into 1 day-ish?
Uh, I was just gonna say, I want voice chat. That's a thing. I just want it.
Oh yeah, that would be really nice. Sure, people are still going to use Skype. They're still going to use Mumble and Vent and what have you, but
I still need to get us a mumble.
I'd wait until we actually have people.
Yeah, but what if us having a mumble is a way to draw people? You don't know.
Yeah. What I still want are org forums.
Yeah, what the shit,
They've
CIG?
they've been putting that off over and over.
I
But
know. It's bullshit. What? That's
that is what we were expecting it soon. That's why we abandoned ours.
yeah,
That's why we've not been recruiting.
yeah, and not due to my busyness and forgetfulness, and I don't check the website all that much anymore. It totally is those reasons and not others. Check my
Anyway,
organization thing.
you find out you have like 10 emails of people wanting to join.
No one today.
Uh,
Anyway, but yeah,
should we go on?
yeah. Let's move on.
Right. Anyway, this day-ish in Star Citizen history. 1 year ago, we had Around the Verse episode 10, and we reached 52 million in crowdfunding and got an EVA suit. I believe it's actually the first EVA suit announced.
Ooh.
So, for those of you that don't know, EVA is extra vehicular activity. So basically, you could get out of your ship and kind of float around. You'd have like these little thrusters, so you can fly around a little bit, get around your ship without having like just hold on to it and go around repair.
Like you can in free flight mode in Arena Commander right now.
Yes, exactly. Or if you've ever played Kerbal Space Program, it's like that. It could be like that.
Except with less failure, I would assume.
Yeah, less failure, less explosions, hopefully.
Yeah.
And I imagine you could also use it for mining to an extent, because I believe they said there would be some like actual people mining for some situations rather than just ships.
That sounds like dangerous and people dying. Let's not do that.
Anyway, 2 years ago, we had 16 million. The Hainer was coming soon, TM, and we were getting concept art for all three, the discount, business, and deluxe Hainers. And we had just had, or were having, Wingman's Hainer episode 35, the Hotel Lobby edition. I think. I didn't actually go back and watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff.
Wingman's nuts.
Wingman's Hangout, which then just became the Hangar again. And no one batted an eye.
So I guess that's it.
Yeah, I think we've totally ruined this episode. So, yeah, if you would like to contribute to not ruining episodes by either suggesting content we can cover, specifically about role-playing in video games, or just role-playing in general, or just
Star Citizen, for that matter.
Yeah, or you'd like to be a guest on either this show or proper Comm Chatter, please shoot us an email at pickandshield@gmail.com. That's pick and written out the whole word, shield, @gmail.com.
Or you could fill out the contact form on our website.
Oh yeah, we have a website.
Commchatter.net.
We do have a website. That is a thing that exists. Yes, commchatter.net. You can go there, see stuff we do. Fill out the contact form.
When we remember to update it.
Yeah.
We gotta get back to work on that.
Yeah. We'd also like to thank everyone who makes this show possible. Of course, all of you for listening. Senna Van Ryn for inspiring Comm Chatter originally, and CIG for working on a cool game. But yeah, so this is Pixley and Alderin signing off.